It's extremely windy, so I'm sorry if there's any weird sounds. I'm probably not even going to be able to see myself. But I was potting up apple rootstocks, and I was thinking, why am I not filming this? If you're anything like me, you've got dreams really big, okay? You've got all the dreams, but your budget is very small. I know exactly how you're feeling. It feels impossible, right? I want to fill my whole property with fruit trees, but in reality, I can't afford that, okay? If it's $50 a tree times minimum 100 trees, like that's too much money. Who can afford that? Not me. Now, to get me through, I might go out and buy a couple trees of each variety that I would like, and that's like a splurge, and that's fine. But for the majority, I'm starting my own nursery. And what I mean by that is I'm propagating all the plants myself that I want, because you can go on the internet and buy rootstock. This is a cherry rootstock. Yeah, this is a cherry rootstock, and I bought scion wood, which scion wood is the tops, like your desirable growth. And look, it's working. I hope this graft takes. I mean, I know that it's not 100%, but if I could get at least 50% of these to stick, that'd be awesome. Now, perennial crops, like tree crops, it's a test of your patience. It really is, because these things take forever. The things take forever, okay? I'm not gonna get fruit off of the trees that I'm planting for 5 years, but that's okay, because some things are worth waiting for. I did buy all of my tree rootstock. So I have cherry, plum, which stone fruit, plum is a stone fruit. So plums and apricots and cherries can technically go on the same rootstock. I'm not an expert in this. I'm just learning, but it's so fun. It's my new obsession. Okay, so I got cherries, plums, apricots, apples, and pears. That's what I'm starting with. And most of my scion wood I bought, but I'm also mooching off people that I know, which that's how you make it free. I also am into propagating. So I'm a big fan of plants. I'm not sure if you can tell. And it's amazing what they can do. It's also amazing the knowledge that we've lost through the generations, because this used to be common knowledge. Like, this is how you would get plants for your family, and every family would have an orchard. And now no one knows, and now I have to Google everything, and that's okay, because one day I'm going to be somebody's meemaw who has all the answers. But I've been wanting all the things, because not only do I just want to grow my own meat and dairy and vegetables, I also want to grow my own fruit. Who else is a hobbit? The older I get, the more I don't want to leave my home. The older I get, the less I trust people. The older I get, the more I want to grow my own food. Okay? All of it. 100%. That'd be great in a perfect world. But I'm trying to grow as much as I possibly can on a shoestring budget. So my mom has raspberry plants. These raspberry plants are so easy to propagate. Let's see if we got any roots yet. So I don't have any roots on my raspberry yet, but it seems to be very happy. I think that I propagated these like a month ago maybe. So all I did was take cuttings, and Google is your friend. You can Google what kind of plants that you can take stem cuttings of. Raspberry is one of them, and Google said it was really easy. So we're gonna find out. It seems to be working. They're drawing up water somehow because they have nice, pretty leaves. So there's that. My mom also has gooseberry bushes, which is like kind of like a currant-ish. And so I've got gooseberry in here. Let's see if they have any roots. Okay, so this is a gooseberry. I think this is the white one. I have a red and a white variety, and I can't remember what they're called, but look. All I've done is stick this in dirt. Obviously not even paying attention. I just stuck them all, because not every single one is gonna work. So I just stuck them all in here, and once they get enough roots, a little bit longer than this, I will stick it in its own pot, and then you have a plant for free, you guys. Go to a park, steal them. I don't know what you have to do, but get you some free plants. Don't do that. Ask if you see that your neighbor has one. I mean, people have to prune their plants anyway, That's what all these are, is just the prunings of the plants, because you typically prune plants late winter, right before the spring wakes them up. And that's also the best time to take a lot of cuttings, either early spring, early summer, or late winter, because the enzymes in there is telling it to grow. You'll have the most success if you do it in that time. So I'm not going to show you everything, but I'll give you a little plant tour of what I've got going. Another very easy plant to propagate that every homestead should have. Who can tell me what this is, class? Right, it's an elderberry. And elderberry is notoriously easy to root, and just as I suspected, nice big roots. We have these growing, I have no idea what the variety is. It's just a wild variety that grows here on the farm. And it grows in the edge of the woods, and typically the birds get to it before I do. And that's fine. It's there for you to have, but I would like to have some elderberry, like enough to do things with. And so I plan on making a whole hedgerow of elderberry. I've got 3 pots that look like this. Elderberry is antioxidant, immune boosting, full of vitamins. I can't remember which ones, but just trust me, they're in there. Another easy plant to propagate that has to be pruned anyway, grapes. These are Concord grape cuttings. A lot of fruits have to be grafted, which just boosts their resiliency. So they'll find a rootstock, which is the bottom part, where the roots grow. They'll find a variety that's very resilient, very disease resistant, drought tolerant, blah, blah, blah. But maybe they don't make the best fruits. It's not a desirable top. So they have figured that out through the years. And then you can attach the top of your liking, which in plant terms, that's called the scion wood. And that's what I've been grafting, the desirable top with a resistant bottom. And it's especially important for us organic growers to do your research. Do your research. You cannot just go out and get Honeycrisp and think that it's going to be this amazing, perfect fruit, because typically the most popular fruits that grow in orchards, they are spraying the absolute bejesus out of, okay? It's not going to work in a system that you don't wish to spray, which no one should, FYI. There are hundreds, thousands of disease-resistant, pest-resistant varieties out there for you to choose from. You just have to do a little research to see what grows well in your area. That's my foray into how to pick varieties. Another plant that's very easy to propagate, and I have these growing wild all over my property, but I decided to buy a couple fun scions. So a couple fun varieties is mulberry. Mulberry, a lot of people call a pest here. I don't think it's a pest. And actually, the power company came and was like, hey, I'll tear out all your, we have like wild mulberries under the power lines at the front edge of our property. And he said, I'll cut these all down for you for free. I said, absolutely not. He said, why? They're invasive and most people hate them. And I said, to that I responded, I care about the birds and the bugs and the bees and everything that's going to eat them. My kids love to go out and pick mulberries, and I don't want you to yank them out. And so now I'm in an argument with the vegetation specialist, but he's not going to win. Another easy plant. Now you need to plant this somewhere where there's a lot of water, because it needs a lot of water to grow, is willow. So I have a few different varieties of willow. This is a curly yellow variety, which is really fun. So I plan on using this in wreath making, but also baskets, because I want to be that girl that weaves baskets in all my free time, you know, that I have. But willow roots very readily. This already has a very good root system, and I did this the same time as the other things. Willow just loves to root itself, so I plan on making a whole hedge of willow as well. And besides the trees, which is gonna take the longest to grow out, I decided to get a lot of shrubs too. So I found this company called Hartman Plant Company. You don't have to have a business license to order wholesale. The only stipulation is you have to order 100 before it qualifies. So I bought a few different varieties of blueberry bushes. These are blackberries. They all came bare root, so they do look small, and I only paid like a couple bucks for each plant. But it is enough to get it growing and going. So I've got blackberries. I ordered raspberries too, but they haven't shipped yet. These are goji berries. So one thing that I'm very excited to grow this year, because you don't see these anywhere, this is called a kiwi berry. So kiwis actually grow on a vine as well, but these are called hardy kiwis. So they're only like, I don't know, grape tomato sized, and they're not fuzzy, so you can eat the whole fruit. But I thought that it was really fun. My daughter loves kiwi, and obviously we don't live in a tropical place, but I'm hoping this will satisfy her urge for like that tart fruit. I'm also going to try to grow, I've never seen anyone grow it, so I'm not sure if I'm gonna be very successful or not, but this is cranberry. Doesn't that sound fun? You have your own Thanksgiving cranberry. I'm gonna have to do a little more research on that to see how to grow it, but yeah. You just don't know what you can grow until you try, and not everything is gonna work out, but a lot of things do, and then you get rewarded years down the line. But you have to wait for these things, but they last a long time. It's not like annuals that you have to slave over every single year to get fruit. Once these guys get established, all you have to do is prune and mulch, and then eat the fruits of your labor. Forgot that I have tons of strawberry plants too. These are the ones for sale. I have about 1,000 strawberries outside in the ground, and I'm so excited for fruit. So I just kind of wanted to turn the camera on and give you guys a little encouragement if you're like me. I know that there's a lot of people on YouTube that have a lot of money and they have a lot of resources, and they have a lot of help, and they have a lot of stuff. And while that's awesome for them, and I wish it was me, it's just not. And so we have to figure things out. We have to be crafty, if you will. I'm potting up dwarf apple rootstocks. If you wonder, this is MLA 26, which basically just means it's a very vigorous short grower. And so I have 3 different kinds of apple rootstock. One is called a standard size, so that's the huge size. Like my tree by my house is a standard apple tree. It's probably 25 feet or more tall. And then there's semi-dwarf varieties, which tops out at maybe 15 to 20 feet. And then there's dwarf varieties. So the difference in these is the longevity of their life as well. So not only do they vary in sizes, they also vary in their lifespan. So a bigger tree typically is going to last longer, but it also means that it takes longer to produce, which is why I'm staggering all of these. So I can have fast fruit on these dwarf plants, which honestly is probably all I need, because you can't even reach the ones at the top of my big apple tree, but it's majestic. Another way is I got all these pots for free. If you just keep it out there that you're the plant lady and you want people to bring you pots, they will, because they don't want to throw them away, but they don't really have a use for them. All the pots that you see in here, well, not all of them, the small plant pots I bought, but like these, for free. Also Facebook Marketplace, check that. But I'm putting a little bit of potting soil in the bottom just so that the new roots have something to grasp onto. And then I'm putting my homemade compost, filling the rest of it up. For one, nutrition, but for two, it's a very mulchy compost. And so it's going to help keep the water in, plus this was free. So I don't have the money to fill all these pots either, but I do have a compost pile. So I started doing this earlier and I was like, why am I not filming what I'm doing? sometimes I just get busy doing something and I don't think to turn the camera on. It's a habit that I need to break. That is how I'm going to create the orchard slash food forest slash just Garden of Eden of my dreams. It's getting creative. It's finding people with established plants that you can steal some scion off of. It's joining Facebook groups. These rootstocks that I purchased, I bought rootstock from Fedco and I got 10 for $40 plus shipping. So probably averaged out to $6 or $7 a stick. I don't know, I'm not good at math. I bought these from a small orchard. I think she was out of Oregon, but I'm a member of the North American Scion Exchange. I'm pretty sure that's what it's called. It's a group on Facebook full of people that know way more than I do. And also for people to exchange goods like without a website. So this girl was advertising. She had leftover rootstock that she didn't need for her orchard, and she was selling it for like $2 a stick. So I bought 50. And so yes, I'm playing the long game, but I honestly think that the things in life that are worth it, you wait for one, and you put some sweat equity into, and it doesn't cost you a whole lot of money. And so that is how I'm creating my orchard. But also, this can be income for next year because I will graft these, they'll grow for a year, and then I will plant them outside. I can't immediately plant them anyway. But it's also like a little side hustle for your homestead. If you are a plant nerd like me, I always start more than I need and I sell the extra. I'm gonna get busy. I still have probably 30 or more of these to pot up, and the wind is winding today. But I just wanted to give you a little tour of my homemade orchard. Anyway, I'm gonna get back to potting up my plants, but I just wanted to give you a little homegrown orchard tour. Plant girl on a budget tour. Yeah. Thank you guys for watching. Until next time.